Hello, thank you for coming to another one of my videos. Today, I thought that we could go through some of my sketchbooks. So, we are going to start with my iPad. So, if you watched my last video, you will I talked about how when I decided to draw, I started with the iPad. I bought an iPad and I downloaded Procreate and I started doing YouTube tutorials. So this was one of the first tutorials that I did, and I drew this little panda, and I just think he's so cute. But yes, drawing with those tutorials um, enlightened me to the fact that I needed to learn some more things. And that's when I started looking for drawing fundamentals courses. So this little guy, he is an anthropomorphic sheep and he's listening to music with headphones. I don't know if you can tell those are headphones, but they're supposed to be headphones. I did not know anything about perspective back then. And they're purple headphones because purple is my favorite color. But yes, I drew him completely from my imagination. No tutorial involved, so I was very proud of myself that I was able to draw him. And his face is symmetrical because I used the symmetry feature in Procreate. Otherwise, his face would be all wonky, which you will see in some of the other drawings that I'm going to share with you. So next, we have my first sketchbook. And this is grid paper. I don't know where I read, but it was like use grid paper. So I bought a notebook with grid paper. These are just some exercises that I did. And I think I was following some YouTube tutorials when they were talking about, circles and boxes and lines and cylinders. If I can find those videos, I will link them down below. So here, this page here, these are some faces that I drew. And I was looking for tutorials about how to draw faces because I really want to learn how to draw characters. So this one here said to draw a cross, and then you draw a face on the top, middle, bottom, and then each side, and then you put the curve in the middle facing the direction that the face that you want the face to face. And that way it'll help you put the eyes and nose and mouth in the correct placement. So I drew those, and then at the bottom I got to her, and I drew her all on my own, just following the Loomis method, and I was so excited. I'll have to draw some more characters. I mean, she's not great, but I loved it. So let's show you the meat of what you came to see. The start of Drawbox. So I completed my first Drawbox lesson on March 16th, 2024. Oh my goodness. So that was the beginning, I would say, of my formal drawing lessons. So my Drawbox. So I started out using this sketchbook, but I quickly realized that I had to switch because it doesn't bend. It has a spine. So I knew I needed to look for a spiral sketchbook so that I could have more control over, my arm and just the paper in general. But I started out with this one, and it just served me well for my first few exercises. So these are the first few, and then these are just some sketches that I did here. So let me show you my second sketchbook. So I bought this at Michael's, and I bought this sketchbook when I bought my easel. So I redid the first Drawbox exercise, and let's see, it's dated March 17th, 2024, and I said Drawbox exercise 1, second try using new easel and Micron fine liner. So yes, so here are my first draw box exercises. And I really like this one. You use a ruler for this exercise to draw the boxes, and then these were all freehand, 1 point perspective. Okay, so here, the rotated box, or rotated boxes exercises. This was my first attempt. This exercise was so hard. So I did that, and then I did it again, and this was the one that I submitted for my official critique. And in the course, they say, we know that this course is hard, but try your best and you'll continue to improve. So this was as far as I could get with this exercise. I was so confused as to how the corners worked. And so I submitted it, and the person who did my critique was like, no, 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 no. No, you must redo that. You do not pass. And I was like, but I did the best I could. And he was like, no, 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 no. You must try again. So, yeah, I did these after that. So I redid the exercise, and I studied the image on the website so much. In the accompanying video for the exercise, Uncomfortable really didn't go into how to get the corner boxes, so that's where I struggled. So what I did was I watched the student. There are videos with a student who goes through all of the exercises, and I watched how she drew all the boxes. I believe there was an accompanying video with this one. I definitely used her for other exercises, and studying all of those different resources really helped me figure out how to do it. I mean, it's not perfect by any means, but definitely better than the first one I showed you. And the person who did my critique was like, okay, good, you passed, you can move on. So I moved on. These are just some warm-ups to the 250 bucks challenge. And I started that on April 28th, 2024. So yes, I did all of these. And when I started out, it took me so long just to draw one page of boxes. When I did it, you could draw 5 or 6 boxes per page. And I was like, well, I'm going to do 5, because, multiples of 5 and I'm doing 250 boxes is so much easier to keep track of than we're going to do 6 boxes a page. It's just better. So yeah, I did this one. It was May 1st to May 4th. It just took me so long. I mean, I would draw for, a couple hours, or, yeah, these boxes were hard, so it's probably a couple of hours or an hour or so. And, I'd come back the next time I was able to with work. Some days it was, the next day. Some days it would be like a couple days in between. But yeah, so these first boxes took me so long to complete. But let's skip ahead. By the time I got to the end, I was so fast. I was so proud of myself. So let's see. So this was box 206 to 210. This was on June 18th. And then, so these are the, and I did 211 and 215 on the 18th as well. So box 216 to 220, I worked on those from the 18th to the 19th. And then on the 19th, I worked from 221 all the way to my final box 250. Yay! I drew a little smiley face when I finished. I was so proud of myself. I was like, I did it. I worked so hard to get it done. And my boxes are far from perfect, but I completed the challenge, so I was very proud of myself. And it just goes to show, as we all know, the more you do something, the better you get at it, the faster you get. So yeah, by the end, I was able to draw my 5 boxes in like 15 to 20 minutes per page. Yeah. And I think it was also, I was more confident in the boxes. In the beginning, I'm like measuring every box. I'm like, is that right? Is that right? But by the end, I was like, I can do this. I'm confident. So here's the second exercise with the ribbons, and then, oh my gosh, these are some Sailor Scouts I tried to draw. I shouldn't show you, but I said I would show you the good, bad, and the ugly, and here's the ugly. Not good, but I tried. Okay, so more ribbons, sausages, showing you, curves and everything. Now, here is the, the exercise that I said to feed it me. And when I think I failed to mention in my last video that I fully intend on returning to Drawbox and going through the course when I complete drawing camp. I just want to finish drawing camp. But I do love Drawbox. I'm still a member of the Patreon, and I think it's a wonderful program. It's just that this lesson stumped me. It stumped me so hard. I mean, look at this. They all look the same. And I looked at it and I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, I can't submit that. I'm like, I did not understand this at all. And Uncomfortable does acknowledge during the lesson that it's a difficult lesson. So what I did was I went through the Discord and I studied other drawings that people have done for this lesson. And I looked at the suggestions that were given, because people, that's what's great about that Discord. People help each other. It's not like, being judgy. It's like actual wanting to help, and they give good advice. So I read the advice that people were getting and I was like, oh, so that's what they want us to do. And so I understood it more. Not perfect, but I definitely understood it more. Was it cast shadows we're doing, not actual shadows? So yeah, just it was hard to understand that cast shadow concept, but I definitely understood it better. So the first one I did, and I completed that at the end of July. Yeah, July 28th. I did it July 20, what does it say? 2nd through July 28th. And as I mentioned in my last video, that was a very difficult time for me and my family. And so I didn't pick up a pen until the end of September. I drew some sketches, and then I decided to try the texture exercise again, and that was on November 19th, 2024, and I finished on December 28th, 2024. And I am filming this on December 28th, 2025. So I finished this exactly 1 year ago. It's crazy. And I didn't like the last one I did, which is a turtle shell, the third pane, so I redid it on this page. Now, I haven't submitted this for critique yet, because I still have more exercises to do in that lesson, and I think I may do the texture exercise again if I feel like doing that to myself. I mean, it's good practice, so yeah. When I return. So here, April 19th, 2025, that was when I started drawing camp. My little iguana that I showed you all. And, he has you go through line exercises, basics, curves, and Cash is a lot about flow. That's what I like. If you look at his drawings, they're so flowy. I would call them, like, they're just elegant lines, but not in a, like, stuffy way. They're just, like, they're kind of like poetry, if that makes sense. So that's what he teaches you, to be free and flowy with your lines, but definitely with control. So this is one of the things that I love about drawing camp. You do the exercises and then you apply it. You apply what you just learned to actual drawings, actual objects. And that for me has been a game changer in learning how to draw. I think that is one of the things for me that was missing from Drawbox. I mean, I understand why it's not included. It's a very densely packed course, but if there was a lesson on how to apply the lines, how to use the lines and the cylinders and the boxes to actual objects, that would be helpful to me, and I'm sure probably, many people. So yes, these are some more exercises. I drew these in pen. Like I was saying earlier, pen keeps me from erasing. So yes, just more exercises and more objects and actual characters, little bird. So yes, I did say last time that I would talk about work. So yes, work and drawing. It is not easy finding time to draw this time around. The last time when I was doing Drawbox last year, I was just learning how to draw. But this time I'm learning Spanish, learning how to draw, learning how to edit, learning how to film. And I work a full-time job like many of us, and many of us know that full-time jobs are energy vampires. Yes, yes, they are. And you get off work and you are very, very tired, and you're like, I just want to go to sleep. So what I've done is I've watched like so many productivity videos, like time block, time block, time block. I tried time blocking in my Google Calendar. It didn't work. But what does work for me is using Notion. So I haven't a Notion calendar that I build out weekly. And what I do is I have my, my 9 to 5, and then my 5 to 9, and then my 5 to 9 I'll say, okay, on this night, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm going to draw. And, I'll say, oh, we'll draw it from 8 to 9, but it's not, the time doesn't really matter. It just matters that I get it done that evening. And so that's what I do. I schedule time for drawing, I schedule time for editing and filming, and it works sometimes. But sometimes, I'm just tired. And my body is like, you need rest. So that's what's been working for me. Not as much as I would like it to, but it's been working. I've been getting some drawing done. And like I said, I've learned not to beat myself up if I don't get everything done all the time, because our bodies need rest to function. So yes, this is an exercise that was about the line of action. And I really love the line of action exercises. They really helped me understand the flow of the characters. These are all line of action, line of action. And these are just shapes and flow. So nothing too much here. Some characters, some objects. A little bear, another bird, this cat. I drew this cat a couple of times. I couldn't get the profile. The swan, I got. The bear, sort of. Yeah, see this cat. I just couldn't get this cat. Drew it so many times. I'll get it one day. Yeah, not too much here. Just more sketches, line of action sketches. Yeah, and this horse you saw in the beginning. Not very great. Oh yeah, this was really cute. Yes, I think that's all for this sketchbook. A barrel, I drew that. Yeah, not too much more here. And I was so proud of myself when I got to the end. So let's see, what was my last drawing over here? I was whole box. Trying to do in perspective. Let me see, was there anything better on this page? Yeah, it was a face with a box. All right, so that was the end of this sketchbook. I finished that July 29th, 2025. All right, so let's move to the sketchbook that I am currently using. All right, so just a few exercises in here. We're not filled up yet, but let me show you some. Oh yes, so this is the beginning of the shading exercise, and she does not look good. But I love this exercise well, this section, because it's all about values. So I was like, oh, okay. And like I said, it's helping me with the helping me understand the Drawbox texture exercise more. So I learned about values, and it's oh, I was like, oh my gosh, it's finally clicking. So yeah, I love this exercise. It made sense. And then I redrew that lady in pencil and did the values and the shading, and she looks so much better. I mean, you can see her eyes aren't symmetrical. Like I said, with my little sheep, without Procreate, he would have looked wonky. But yeah, I redrew her, and I really was really proud of myself. It's like, you know, every time I pick up my pencil or pen, there's progress. And then redrew my little iguana using values to show light and dark, and oh, loved it. All right, so here are some recent exercises. Let me show you. This video is getting a little long. I just want to show you one more thing. Yes, so this is my most recent drawing, and it's a little panda bear. I showed you a panda bear I drew in Procreate in the beginning, and this is a panda bear that I drew using shapes. And I understood it so much more. I mean, he is a little, very chubby panda bear, but I think he's so cute, and I was really proud of myself, and I'm excited to do some more practice using shapes and how you form your character using a core shape. So yeah, this is where I am now. I showed you my first drawings and sketches, and here, this is where I am today. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you made it all the way through, please leave a heart at the bottom in the comments, or you don't have to, but if you did, and you want to leave a heart, please do, so that I know you watched and you enjoyed it. Yeah, so I just want to say again, we know that, you know, with a job, which most of us have to work to live, to eat and keep a roof over our heads. You know, you have to work those jobs, but they can take your energy. So I was discussing with a friend of mine who's going through the same thing. Just she gets off work and she doesn't have the energy to do the things she wants to do. So one of my suggestions for her was just try even 10 minutes one day a week doing the thing that she wants to do, whether that's writing or, you know, drawing. For her it's writing, but whatever it is for you, photography, just, you know, pick up your camera and film something in your house. You know, take a shot of I have a candle burning right now. Take a shot of your candle. You know, take a selfie, a good one. No, any selfie, good, bad, you know, that's subjective. But yes, just 10 minutes once a week. And that's 10 minutes more than you were, you know, doing the thing that you want to do before. And then, you know, maybe you can eventually build up to, all right, 10 minutes twice a week, or 20 minutes twice a week. And then eventually you have a habit. Even if it is 10 minutes 3 times a week, that's 30 minutes more per week than you were doing prior, and that builds up. Like you can see from the beginning to now, I have gotten better. Not nearly as much as I would have liked, but I'm getting better, and I'm going to continue to get better because I love this. This is so much fun, and as long as you're having fun with what you're doing, even if you're only doing it, you know, a couple minutes a day or a couple minutes a week, it's worth it. So yes, we can do this. We will improve and learn and grow together. Thank you again for watching, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. Bye.